These are the 5 things I hate about my mini skid steer, and I'm going to go over them with you today in detail and let you know what I think about this, what I think about the things I don't like, and help you make an informed decision if you're thinking about purchasing one of these yourself. First off, it's a tracked machine. It has tracks, so you know the tracks are going to tear up your lawn. I don't care what track machine you have. Maybe you can get some really gentle, cute little tracks that don't damage anything, but I'm sure they won't have much grip. Check this out. This is what I'm talking about. See that? My beautifully, perfectly manicured lawn is now damaged because this beast of a machine just tore up my grass. If I can change something about the design of this machine, something I'd change is where this battery on-off switch goes. See this thing here? You flick it like that and now it's on. Seems great, right? And then you turn the key and it fires right up. But think about when you're standing on this and you're driving along and bam, your leg just hits it. So this is the on position and maybe you're leaned forward and it digs into your leg. It can't come out once it's turned. When it's off, it comes out, little key, but when it's on, it's just there. Couldn't they have taken it and maybe put it here or here or here? I mean, there's so many areas it could be that's not in your line of, I just hit a bump and I banged it. It would be nicer if it were flat. Like the V1000 has the padding along here, and that would be nice. And it's okay not having the padding, but to have a little thing jabbing you is not ideal either. They're just waiting for me to feed them. Just waiting. Did put some food right there in a little tray. And I also put some food right there. There's 8 deer here within a few feet of me. It's crazy. I like to keep a clean machine, and you just can't really do that on this when you drive through dirt. So this isn't a big deal, but it's just a little pet peeve of mine. Whenever you drive, all the dirt coming around the tracks, it flicks right here. See all this? If you use it in dirt or gravel or anything, you're gonna have dirt up here. Not a big deal, but it'd be nice if we didn't have that. Better. So I just washed it off. See the dirt dripping on it? There was more dirt on the other side. Let me show you. See that? You just can't keep that area clean. And so being that it's bright green, it's just dirty. Turning on this machine is either good or bad. Concrete, good. It's like a merry-go-round. Hold on tight. I didn't intend on showing you guys how to put a track back on, but I was demonstrating how this turns on concrete, sand, gravel, and grass. And in this heat, My stupid camera shut off again, and I didn't know it shut off. So I didn't get this on video when I was cranking the controls and making it turn and it popped a track. So now I have the opportunity to show you something else I hate about this thing. The tracks occasionally come off if you're not careful. And I was beating it, like I was intentionally, for the purpose of the video, showing you how bad it can be turning if I want it to be. And I popped a track. So let me grab my tools and let me show you how to fix this thing. So here's a tray just to keep my stuff organized. So here's what you need. A jack. You need a 32 millimeter offset wrench. You need a little pry bar. And you need, I don't know, I prefer an impact, but you need some sort of socket, 16 millimeter socket on a wobble. So, build my little jack. So we're going to start off, take your little jack, and I put it under the back end here. And then I fire up the machine and put the bucket down. See, I lifted the front. So now the track's off the ground, and you don't need it quite that high. So the trick here, you think you just want to use your pry bar and stick the rear back on, but you don't. So what you want to do is you want to try to put it on the front here. But to do that, we have to loosen the tension. So we're going to come in here with our 32 millimeter. Oh, so this tooth is in the way. See how this won't fit on there because the tooth is in the way? So I'm going to need to rotate this just a little bit to get that past. Don't forget to like and subscribe. So now you grab your 32 millimeter and it goes on that nut and you loosen the nut. So it doesn't take a whole lot. So now the nut's loose and I take my 16 millimeter on with the wobble and I stick it on, actually the track's a little bit in the way. Just move the track completely out of the way. And you stick it on the end here. You know what? Sprocket's in the way again. We'll try it like that. So it goes on here. So what that did is it removes the tension from this. See that? How this comes in and out? And that's how the tensioner works on this thing. Let me just pull it out and show you. See this? This is how the tensioner works. But with the track on there and this spring, you turn this up and it pushes it all forward. So, slide that booger back in here. You do not need to take that out to do this. So then, take your track, and we want to put it back on. So, want to put it inside these grooves and then get it up to the front here. So let's start it and move forward. see, now we've got it on that far. See how the track's running, but it's not in this groove, it's beside it. Take your pry bar here, push up on it. See, now it's on. So now at this point, you're gonna have to put your socket back on, but I've got this tooth in the way. So I'm gonna have to rotate that sprocket again. Just a little bit out of the way. And then your socket goes on. I hit it with my impact. See the track tension go tight? That seems pretty good. One for good measure, right? Now it's tight. See this nut? Tighten that nut up. Then grab your 32mm offset wrench. Not gonna fit again. Gotta move that sprocket. So, there. Now take it and tighten that up. Let your jack down. Put your bucket down. So unintentionally, while showing spinning on the concrete, on the sand, and trying to turn on the grass, I popped a track. So that leads me into another thing that I hate about my mini skid steer: track coming off. I mean, it's not hard to put it back on, but it's kind of a pain in the butt. I hear they all do it. I don't know if they all do it, because this is the only one I have. I hear these ones with the motor up top. That's not uncommon. You just have to get used to it. So I'd recommend every time you go out, get your jack, get your 16mm on a wobble, on an impact or a ratchet, get your pry bar, and get your 32mm offset wrench. Now the 32mm offset wrench didn't come with one, so I had to buy. I didn't have one. I mean, that's a big wrench. So I actually bought that on Amazon. I'll put a link in the description for you if you want to buy it. It was an extra $5 to buy a whole set of a whole bunch of offset wrenches, because why not? So it was, I think, just under 30 bucks. But yeah, I'd recommend carrying all those tools with you, just in case you do pop off a track. It'll probably set you back 5, maybe 10 minutes of your day, which really isn't bad. I've watched a whole bunch of videos, the stick method, pry bars, a couple guys throwing a fit. First time the track came off, it took me and another guy, and a big old pry bar, and it took us probably 2 hours jacking with that thing. But now that I know the trick, I can share the trick with you. It's really not that big a deal. The big deal is the track came off and my camera had shut off in this heat, sitting in the sun. And then I did a video putting it back on, and my camera shut off and didn't record it again. Oh, so then the hard part was making the track come off while I had it jacked up, and that was really hard. So I got it off and I was able to get a video putting it back on for you guys. Dang it. Stupid heat, stupid phone in the sun. I'm recording this on my iPhone 15 Pro Max. Maybe one of these days I should drop $1 or $2 onto a real camera, but until then, I'm just gonna keep cursing this thing when it messes up. This is what I was trying to show you guys before my camera shut off and I popped the track. Let me show you how it turns. On the concrete and sand and gravel, it's no big deal. Crank the RPMs up. It spins like nothing. You get on the grass, now you want to turn. See how it's struggling? And that's when it started pulling the track and it tears up your grass. So when you're going, both hands on the sticks, let off the left a little, and it'll turn easily. Coming backwards, I'm gonna let off the right a little bit, and I can turn easily. But if I'm sitting still and I just want to crank it, see how it puts under a load? Not happy. So I go forward, let off just a little bit, and you do wide turns, not like a zero turn. This is zero turn. That's something I don't like about it, but that's just a track machine. But look at my yard. Hang on, let me back this up real quick so you can see it. See that? This bugger just tears it up. It's all that turning. Yeah. So if you want a pretty yard, you see those landscapers taking pieces of plywood and laying it down, you might want to do that because this thing turns like butter on hard surfaces, but on the grass, a little questionable. And if you really crank on it, which I wasn't doing just now, but if you really cranked on it, like you just back and forward opposing sticks, and you just force it, it could, if the tension isn't right on your tracks, it could pop one off. And then you're going to be 5 to 10 minutes down, grabbing your tools, sitting out in the sun, sweating. Don't recommend it. Something else I don't like about this machine, so you got the arms up and you want to get underneath it. No big deal. Just put a prop rod in, right? So how do you put the prop rod in? Oh, it's this red thing right here. No big deal. We just stick it right on this thing. Let me show you. So it's held on with these two little screws. So let me check under the hood. Hold on a sec. One out. Here comes another one. Both out. Here's the rod. So you take your little rod and you put it right there, and now you're good. Why do I have to unscrew it? Why can't I just like reach over, flip a little thing and just pull it off? You know, now it's safe to get underneath it because it can't come down because it's got this in the way. But couldn't there be a better way to take this off? Then I have to sit there and unscrew these and then try to line them back up and screw them back in. So now that I've got that, now we can pop the hood and we can jump off in there and we can do what we need to do. And we're safe because that's here. But I just think that there's probably a better way to attach that. I'm probably going to come up with something. It's pretty minor, but I don't know. as expensive as it is and as awesome as this machine is, it's just the little things could be that much better. So let me stick it back on because I'm done checking my hood. And line up my screw. So we got one started, the other one, there it is. Okay, got it started. Tighten it back down. There, done. I just feel like there could be a better way to do that than have to unscrew those things. You know what I mean? Okay, let me show you one of my big annoyances with this thing. This is something else I hate about this machine. Let me show you how I strap it down. FYI, I do have big bad straps. For the purposes of this demo, I'm just going to use these. So, where do you hook up? Oh, let me show you. There you go. We're going to hook on there. And we'll leave the bucket down a little bit. There you go. And then we could still get to it. And yeah, now we can strap on. So let me show you how I strap the back. So there's nowhere here. There's nowhere under here. Maybe like this? Nope. Yeah, not a lot of good options here. I mean, maybe on the step. Nope. This is all I can find. We come up right here, and then we run it across the gas tank on this side, and we run it across the oil cooler on the other side. So if we have it far enough out, it's probably not going to hit it. But that's the best I can do with hooking it up. It'd be nice if we had something down here. So I did buy some hooks that I'm going to attach to this, maybe through these bolts, or maybe I'll weld it onto that counterweight. I'm not sure, but sure it'd be nice to hook something down low. But there's just no good spot anywhere here to attach it. On the other side, see this exhaust hole? There is one over there. So on this side, I could come in here, and that's pretty solid. That's not a bad spot, but I want them to be even, so I could do this way. But this is where my hydraulic cooler and my electric fan is. But that's how I strap it down. I go like this. But sometimes, what if I want to put my mini excavator on one side and the mini skid on the other side and put them both over the axle? Well, then that doesn't work, because I got another machine in the way. If I had it down low on the rear and something on the front, I could do that, but you don't have that option on this. So I did talk to Dean with Derette, and he said they are going to start adding a hook down here at the bottom, and future models will have that. But mine's the older style, doesn't have the Danfoss motors like the new ones do, and it won't have that hook. So something I don't like about this machine, but any of you ordering ones coming up, I did mention that to him, and he said he should have that corrected on future units. And the V1000 does have a tie down point on the back. Just this DRT 450 doesn't. Do me a favor. If you like this content, you want to see more of it, keep this channel rolling. I do make money from Google AdSense when you guys watch these videos from all the ads and stuff. I'm hoping to have some sponsors coming onto the channel, helping up with some products, and I can test and review those for you in the future. But like and subscribe. It actually means a lot to me. If you have any questions or comments, just leave them below. Also, if you're a part of Facebook and you want to interact with some other people like us who are into these things, I've got a Facebook group that I've created called Chinese Mini Skids and Mini Excavators Real Talk. Because we're not going to let all the, if I can keep them out, all the paid actors and stuff and salespeople. Now my salesman for this, Dean from Derette, he was great. The guy has come through on everything he said and then some. So I don't have any issues with him, but that group's not for salespeople. It's just for us to talk amongst each other. Those of us who either want to buy, who have bought. Like I want to get a V1000, honestly. I want to compare it to this. So come along, take a look at the group and join up. And if you have something to participate in the conversation, great. Otherwise, if you're not into that stuff, that's great too. But thanks for coming out. All right. So that concludes the 5 things I hate about my mini skid steer. Would I buy one again? Heck yeah, I'd buy one again. Do I have any regrets buying this machine? No way. This thing's awesome. Is it perfect? No. Is there any machine out there that's perfect? No. So I just wanted to be real with you guys and let you know my real thoughts on this and let you know some of the things that you'll run into on it. It's really hard to find a real review on these things. So I think this ought to help some of you in a buying decision, and you won't be shocked when you get it, you know, what you're getting into. So hopefully we'll have one of those V1000s out here one of these days, and I'll be able to go over that and compare the two of them. I do think that this is the best Chinese mini skid steer you can buy that's gas powered. This is the best thing you can buy for homeowners use. I also have a Chinese mini excavator, and I'm going to do a comparison between the two of them. Which one do you want for your property? I know I'd rather have this, honestly. I have the other one, but I barely even touch it anymore because I'm always using this thing. Why would I use that slow little 1 mile per hour thing when I can rip around at 3 miles per hour on this? So anyway, hopefully this video was helpful for some of you. Hopefully it enlightened you on a few little things. I mean, honestly, I'm just kind of nitpicky on some of this stuff, and it really doesn't matter big picture. But anyway, as usual, hopefully you found this content useful and you enjoyed it. If you did, do me a favor, click like and subscribe to the channel because I've got a lot more stuff coming. I've actually got some pretty cool content coming up for you. Not only my little Ambo toy hauler build for this thing, but I'm going to go hit some of my neighbors' yards, you know, some first responders and some veterans and help them out. And just for free. I'm not going to charge them anything, just help them out with their yards and use some of these attachments and test this machine and put it through the paces. I'm going to keep beating on this thing, and we're going to see just how durable it really is in the long term. So something else that I've got coming up, I've got some equipment, not machines like this, but some electronic equipment that some companies have sent me. We're going to be doing some reviews on. Is this Chinese blank worth buying? So stick around. We've got some of that coming up. But for the time being, I'm done for the day. So again, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. And as usual, enjoy your time in the trees. I know I do. I like to click. Does the mic work well? Does it work like hell?